It's very early in the season. You're already 3 points behind Manchester City. And when there's such an intense team who you know are going to just keep going, how difficult is it not to sort of keep looking at that gap and worrying about it all the time?
We cannot be looking at other teams when we have played 10, 11 Premier League matches. This is a long marathon. Things are going to change. Momentum is going to shift. And at the end, you have to look. In this league, you're going to have to need 96 to 100 points to win it. C'est fini. When you're going to get them, it's a different story. But this is the target. And in order to do that, you're going to have to play so well and win a lot of matches. More matches that no one has ever won in this club, that's for sure, to win it.
Is that like last week? I mean, you dropped 1 point and it was obviously really rankled with you. Is that what it does to you? Just even dropping 1 point gets to you that much? And
you dropping one and the other team winning 3. So it's a big difference, you know, and that's why those matches are so important and at the end can have a big influence in the course of the season.
But does it, even playing like tomorrow's game, you know, City are playing the day after, does it really sort of put pressure on the guys? You've got to win this. You can't drop any points.
We know that we have to win it, but you cannot focus on the outcome. You have to focus on the process and how we're going to get prepared tomorrow to give our best to deserve to win the game. And then the result will take care of himself, and that's what we're going to do.
Mark from Athletic.
Hi, Mikel. Just on kind of last season, I think one of the big reasons why Arsenal did so well was the units. I think you spoke about Alex, Granit and Gabriel Martinelli, that being one unit you liked. It seems like you haven't really been able to build those as frequently this year. Do you think that's maybe why the attack's maybe not been as free-flowing as it was last season?
There are many factors to a lot of the things, but we had other units as well that we have considered less than time can remember, you know. So there are certain units that are working really well. We have to have a lot of problems with availability of players, especially in the attacking areas and in the 5 players that we put in the last line. And yeah, having that chemistry and playing minutes and being together, it's very, very important because timing is everything, especially when you're attacking small spaces.
Do you think the foundation you have behind that is maybe part of the reason why you're still being competitive at the top end of the table? Because even, I guess, if I've said it's not free flow and you're still very competitive.
And that's what we have to do, because there are certain things that are going to allow you always to be there. And we do a lot of those things really, really well, and other things that we have to improve. And that's good that we have still a lot of room to improve.
And just one more. I think one thing you've mentioned a few times is basically players needing something different from today in like 6 months' time, 3 months' time.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if you have an example of something you remember where you thought, okay, they need something different now to what they needed 3 months ago.
Yeah, but when you go to the individual, a player can go through a difficult period, and sometimes related to performance, something is related to what happens in his private life that can really affect him, and they need love and support. And maybe that same player has done something in his life that is not the best thing to do for his professional career, and that is performance. That player needs something very different in that moment, and we have to keep our eyes and ears open all the time to try to give the players what they need. That's our job.
Okay, we'll go to the last couple now. Firstly, Issam from the Daily Mail.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
When you first heard from the FA that they'd be writing to you about your comments after the Newcastle game, what was your initial reaction? And do you think this in some ways sets a bad example from the FA in that managers could be now worried about expressing their honest opinions after games?
No, I think everything here is been done in a really constructive way, you know. And I said what my duty was, and obviously the FA has its own duties, and they have to do the processes that are required, and we will respond to that in the best possible way, and we move forward. We learn from the past and we move forward together, because the most important thing is how we're going to look after this beautiful game.
And going specifically to your team, with Jesus out, with the potential issue around Nketiah's injury, for the January transfer window, what's your assessment of your forward line? Do you think now that might be something you look to bolster as a
That they are great, and I am so happy to have them. And for me, they are the best in the world. That's my assessment.
No, but with them two now out, obviously, the forward line now you're having to put Trossard as a false nine. What for
Yeah,
January?
I would love to have them all, but at the moment not. But maybe in 2 weeks' time the picture will change and it will be better. But as well as an opportunity for the rest to shine, because as well sometimes it's really tough when someone is playing and when he's sitting on the bench looking at me saying, "What are you doing?" You know. So it gives them an opportunity now to show how good they are.
And finally, we'll go to John from the Times.
Hi, Miguel. I was speaking to David Moyes early on today. He was talking about the problems with doing an interview straight after a game. And he said he stopped saying what he really thinks because he doesn't want to get fined. Are you prepared to carry on saying what you think?
He's a Scottish, I'm Basque. Yeah, it's not in my nature for sure, but yeah, you can always learn. And David is a really wise and experienced manager, and if he's doing it, is for a reason. But and as well, I have to be consistent, and I've always been trying to be honest and transparent and act with integrity and defend my beliefs. So.
He was saying that people supported what you said, but they just don't want to do it. They don't want to say it themselves because they don't want to get in trouble.
I don't know. Hopefully I'm not in trouble, and hopefully this can be taken in a constructive way and move forward. That's it.
Okay, everyone. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Never change, Mikhail. Never change.
Sorry?
Never change.
Never change.